Hello again, gentle viewers. It is I, once again, Avindian, welcoming you to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 18. In this particular episode, we're going to be looking at the off-season. I should be able to do the entire off-season in one show, which shouldn't take too terribly long, I suspect. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So the first thing I want to do is hire a new assistant general manager. So let's look at GMs. Let's look at reputation. So we got Norio Yamaguchi. He would be an excellent choice. He's a scout, not really a GM. And I want someone with a positive development on development. I wonder if Alex Anthopoulos. For those of you who don't know, he used to be a GM for the Toronto Blue Jays. I wonder if he would take it. Ooh, you know what? Let's go for Chris Franklin. Done. Okay. Our main dilemma in the offseason is going to be what to do about Danny Salazar. Because Salazar just doesn't get along with Terry Francona. And I don't want to fire a pretty good manager for one player. Let's start by looking at salary arbitration. Okay, anyone here I'd like to sign to a longer-term deal? Okay, in order to get compensation, I will happily submit a $15 million qualifying offer for you. This way I'll get a draft pick if I lose him. Minor league free agents. Okay. Ryan Merritt, I'm going to put on the 40-man, which should take him off the list. Quiroz stinks. Frias stinks. Joseph Colon stinks. Bonwart stinks. Dan Robertson stinks. Stinks. Terrible. Awful. No good. Everyone else can walk, but I did want to make sure that Merritt got re-signed. All right. Let's go ahead and pick up Almonte and get an extension for him. Oh, I have no room for extensions. Oh, that's because of arbitration. Right. And you really won't talk to us, will you, Salazar? Can I get Bauer locked up? What if I do a 3-year deal, give you $4 million this year, $5 million next year, and $6 million the following year? What do you say? No. Well, I'm going to go ahead and offer that to you. This is fine. I'm going to non-tender Lonnie Chisenhall. He just doesn't fit on the team. I can't afford his salary, and this will give us more money in terms of signing people to longer deals. But let's get Almonte right off the bat. No pun intended. For, let's see, yeah, if I can do 3 years at $1 million each, I would happily re-sign you. All right, I'm going to give you the max I'll let you and just be done with your negotiations. Done. Perez, can I get a discount on you? You are actually offering to take less than your ARB estimate. I like it. You're even offering me team options. You must realize that the writing is kind of on the wall for you, my friend. Done. That was really helpful, and that'll free up a little bit more cash for us. Who else? Dan Otero, absolutely. Let's try to get him re-signed. 2.5 for 3 years? No. 2.6. Let's just go ahead and give you the max contract I can offer you. And you'll take that, which is fine. Is Is McAllister that great? No. Non-tendered. So non-tendering, by the way, means that you're not offering someone a contract. This leaves Salazar and Bauer. Do I start seriously thinking of flipping Salazar? I could actually try to re-sign Shaw. What does Shaw want? Shaw wants too much money, and I don't have money left for extensions right now. So let's see what happens when people start signing deals. And then that should tell us how much money we have for extensions. So if this is a win-win situation. If Santana takes the deal, I get him for another year. If he refuses the deal, I've only lost $12 million. If he refuses, I've only lost. I'll still get a draft pick. So that works out pretty darn well. Everyone else can do whatever they want. I don't care. Okay. Non-tendered contracts offered, non-tendered. Okay. Let's take a look at some awards. Oh, Santana. That's right. You have to activate everyone off the DL in the offseason. Because you can't have anyone on the DL in the offseason. That's weird. Why Matt Wieters is randomly being mentioned. But okay. I can dig it. A personal message. Very nice. The fans are pleased that I re-signed Dan Otero. I got a one-year deal for Almonte. I've got a decent extension for Perez. Although I don't think Perez probably deserves it, the truth is he's not the worst backup catcher. And he actually had a pretty decent season. So even if Mejia does end up starting sooner rather than later, how much seasoning did you get in AAA this year? I'd like you to get one more year in AAA. If you can. And Gomes can then be the backup. And Gomes is someone I'd love to shift at this point, but that was a mistake. Salazar's gonna hurt. Do I have money for extensions now? I do have a little bit of money for extensions. Not a lot, but some. Let's just keep going. Let's see. Do the Indians have any Gold Gloves this year? Really, Jose Iglesias? Were you even that good? Okay, Iglesias was pretty good. Let's look at fielding leaders at shortstop. I want to see how much better he was than Lindor. Lindor only finished 6th. Fine. Be that way. Andrew Miller, 2nd and reliever of the year. I don't know why Ken Giles got it over Cody Allen, but it's pretty clear that this game just hates Cody Allen. Rookie of the year, I don't have anyone that would be anywhere near worth. Oh, I forgot about the Silver Sluggers. 2 Indians made the award. Really, Benintendi made it. That was a pretty good year. Lindor, very nice. And we get Michael Brantley. Excellent. Rookie of the year, I had no one. That's fine. Manager of the year? Terry Francona, congratulations, my friend. A worthwhile award. Cy Young, please don't be Salazar. Salazar finished 3rd. MVP, I'd love for it to be Lindor, but I got a feeling it won't be. Mike Trout. Okay, BS. Okay, Josh Donaldson was actually really good this season. So was Beltre. Damn, this was a bad year to be awesome for Lindor. And Bryce Harper won that award. Well, who really cares? Let's go up to the ARB hearings. I don't think I can make any last-second deals, so we'll just go ahead and go up to free agency. Okay, so Danny Salazar took the one-year deal, and we won the team for him. Carlos Santana declined the qualifying offer. He's a free agent. That's fine. I have no problems with that. So we need to start preparing for I really kind of want to trade Salazar because I don't think it's going to get any better for Salazar. And there's so many teams that need pitching. Can I resist it? Can I get Danny Salazar? I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to trade him. And I'm not even going to... This is going to be a multi-man deal. I'm not going to do it for just one team. One player. Let's start with... And we're going to go straight to the top of the heap for prospects. I am not taking anything even remotely for granted here. Would you offer me Banda? You actually want more than that? No. That's for Alcantara. Are you shitting me? You're not even... Okay, you can take a flying leap, Arizona. Atlanta, you're pretty decent for pitching. Baltimore. Boston, I really don't want to make Boston stronger, and I don't want to trade within the division either. Cubs are fine at starting pitching. Reds are fine. Rockies are fine. I'm in a bad market for starting pitching. Tigers would never trade to anyway. Houston is fine. Kansas City is in my division, so they can go to hell. Angels, you might want to give up quite a lot for Danny Salazar. Let's start with the center fielder. This is bull. I don't like how much the AI rates its prospects. I'm giving you a pitcher with 2 more years of team control. This is not okay. What if I just did a 1-for-1 deal? You're going to be mostly giving me people that are... You're not going to offer me any prospects, I bet. I'm getting lots of offers, though. Jake Lamb, don't really need a third baseman, don't really need a second baseman, don't need a catcher. I could get this dude, but I don't need a second baseman. Castellanos, no. I'd really want an outstanding outfielder. And by outstanding, I mean amazingly good. Jock Peterson, huh? Peterson could replace Carlos Santana as my designated hitter. He's an awesome hitter. What does OSA think of you? OSA thinks you might be a little bit past your prime. Peterson makes a lot of sense. And he'd save me money. Chris Davis? I want someone that will actually sign a new contract with me. Hanson, Harrison, Starling Marte. Let's see. Marte's a great left fielder. He'd be a good replacement for Brantley if I lose him, but not good enough offensively. Nelson Cruz, too old. Randall Grichuk? Are you that good a hitter? You're pretty fair. Yeah, these guys are all going into arbitration, which is why the game's trying to get rid of them. Brad Miller, don't want. Dalton Pompey. Anthony Rendon, I have a third baseman. I have a center fielder. I'm not really going to trade for McCutchen. Jock Peterson would be a really good choice. He's a bad fielder, but he'd be a very good DH. Alright, suppose I asked for Peterson. Could I get a prospect or two in addition? Let's just say this here. Okay, you would actually think about it. So you might be the kind of team I can loot. Trevor Oaks. Oaks is a weird pitcher. I don't know how excited I'd be about him anyway. Alex Verdugo? No, see, you will give me Peterson and virtually nothing else. Man, does the game overrate prospects. Jacob Rame is a pretty good reliever. Would you at least give me Rame? I could get Rame for a throw-in guy. It would free up budget space for me to make other moves. But I can't honestly justify giving away Danny Salazar if you're going to dick me over like this. If you're only going to give me one outstanding player. Although Rame is a really good reliever and would actually start on my staff, he'd be a good replacement for Brian Shaw. What if I asked for Verdugo? Nope, then it goes to Kluber and Lindor. What about players on the trade? What if I throw in Logan Ice? Does that change things? Oh, now you'll deign to accept Mejia. And you think I'm getting screwed, and I actually agree with you. Let's go back to the shop trade proposal thing here. I'm getting an excellent player. The thing is, I don't want to trade a player who I'm going to lose in a year for another player I'm going to lose in a year. You can play some. No, you don't really play first. You're a good hitter, though. And I could just make you play first. Oh, this is tough. This is really tough. But I'm not going to do better than Peterson in terms of a player that's good right this minute. But I also can't really take on payroll. I don't need Cabrera. I don't really need McCutchen. And he'd be taking on salary. Grichuk is pretty good, and I can always use more outfield help. Let me go ahead and make a deal for Grichuk and then try to add to this deal if I can. What about like a Jack Flaherty? And Ron Gant. Yeah, you're delusional. I think this is the problem. I think the problem is they realize that I have to shed salary, and so they're holding out on me because I don't have much budget space available. I'm not going to trade Salazar if I can't at least get 2 players out of it. Okay, can I get at least a mediocre level prospect from them? A guy who's in the 40s. Because this would actually fill 2 holes for my team. Although this really just kicks the can down the road, to be honest with you. But I do need pitching prospects. And you won't give me Flaherty. What about Chris Ellis? No, you won't do it. Ah, and I just removed Gant. I'm going to hang on to him. I've decided I'm hanging on to him. I don't want to mess with this anymore. Salazar still has value. I have to do it. And I got some money for free agent, so I can always fill my hole in everything else here. And let's go ahead. Okay, you actually automatically increase the ticket price for me. That's fine. Let's go to free agency. Okay. Let's try to find ourselves a good free agent. Now we need a new reliever because I need someone to replace Brian Shaw, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for this. Oh, wow. We are not going to be able to afford any of these players. All right, let's do a free agents. Let's start with really high potential guys. Now, this will give you quite a few old players who had potential in the past and no longer do. That's fine. I'm trying to get someone who might be a good value. Addison Reed is nice. I can get Matt Holliday for $3 million. And I need someone to replace, what's-his-face? And didn't you win an MVP at one point? No, you didn't. You would be a pretty good DH. Let me put a pin in you right now. Because I also need other help. I could get Holland or Romo. More Holland than Romo. You want a 4-year deal. Well, you're saying of 9... I'm going to go ahead and put in a deal for you and for Matt Holliday. Because you both fill different needs. Because I need someone who can replace him on the cheap. Offer contract. And I want to make this a 2-year deal. And the second year will be a team option. So if I still need you, I can have you. Alright, so I made 2 offers already. And we'll see what happens next. Do I have any room for extensions now? I do have some room for extensions. Okay. Let's get some people locked up now that I've got money for extensions. Brantley is an obvious choice, but I doubt you'll let me do Brantley. Because Furley wants $20 million a fucking year. Anyone else whose arbitration years I need to buy out like right now? How did Naquin do this season? Naquin still has all the potential in the world. Can I buy out your arbitration years now? Like, say, a 4-year deal. I will actually up the ante to $1.5 million a year if you'll take the longer deal, and I'll throw in another $500K if you get 500 at bats or more. I can buy out your arbitration, but I don't think you'll get it this season. Oh, you actually might. Would you just take a bloody 3-year deal? Nope. And he's just going to keep going up. Well, that's not going to work out for us. Crockett's a pretty good reliever. I'm happy with him. I wasn't able to get Otero long term, was I? Let me try to lock down Bauer. You strike me as the reasonable sort who actually might give me a discount. 3-year deal? Okay, you'll do 3 years. It'll give you free agency, but it'll actually save us money for extensions in the long term. And then any other extensions I want to offer. Andrew Miller? Oh, good Lord, no. You are not getting $20 million. God, these people are jerks. Are you high greed? You are high greed. What about Andrew Miller? Andrew Miller is high greed. There's no way I can re-sign either of you. I can't do it. Let's go ahead and advance time. A trade proposal, you say? A first baseman, Gabby Sanchez, who's pretty terrible. He's not the worst hitter in the world. And it's not like I need Baker. Does OSA love him or something? No. I'm going to see if I can get you to throw in a reliever. What about that one guy? Oh, what was the name of that reliever? Gant? I'd like to get another reliever for this team, and if I can grab him for cheap... John Gant. Would you do it for just Gant? No. You really like Gant. What was the original deal? I mean, this is a challenge trade. I don't have any use for either of these people, really. You don't seem to have, like, a huge contract, do you? No. Sure. I mean, Bundy's not that good, so... I can always use the Rule 5 draft to pick up some relievers, too. Okay, Trevor Bauer gave me my extension. That frees up some money for us later on. Yeah, Brantley is going to be another guy. I'm going to have to offer him a contract and hope that he just... Yeah, I can't afford that. Okay, it's time to take a quick look and add people to the Rule 5 list as we decide if they're useful or not. I've got 6 spots left. Is anyone worth getting rid of? Where did you come from? Oh, you're part of the Arizona trade. You're not worthless. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and waive Urshela. Because I need him off the 40-man so I can start trying to add people. Tim Cooney strikes me as the kind of guy who might actually get a start this season or two. Let's put him on the 40-man. Krieger's not eligible. I can add all 3 of you to the 40-man. Rodriguez is someone I actually think I'm going to try to flip, because he's not the kind of outfielder I'm interested in. Okay, you're a right-hander. I'm going to move you to first base this season. You're not that great a shortstop to begin with. And if you can pick up some first base, that might be a good finishing position for you. Allen might actually see playing time this year. What could I get for Rodriguez? Just purely out of curiosity. If I can get another interesting player or a good reliever, I'll take it. I've got one team offering me a reliever, and Austin Bryce is decent. Do I go ahead and do it? Do I pull the trigger and give away Rodriguez since he's not the player I'm interested in? I do need relievers. No. I'm going to hang on to him and maybe use him as a prospect in a trade deal later on. Okay. Why does the game love Brandon Guyer so much? I don't know. He's a really good outfielder, so if he plays every day, he's not the worst choice. Naquin's getting better. I could do better in right field, but meh. Let me change Encarnacion to a straight first baseman. Because him playing at first isn't the end of the world. He's not great, but he's not, like, putrid either. And he's really there to hit anyway. I love Bradley and Cron. But I think they'll both start the year in AAA. Let's advance a little farther and see how my free agent negotiations are going. Anything interesting? Hall of Fame voting begins. Very nice. Let's take a quick look and track the, let's see, sign a free agent, free agents, pending offers. Okay, they're both still thinking about my offers. Okay, fair enough. Hall of Fame voting. Let's see here. Barry Bonds, no question. Roger Clemens, no question. Who is Francisco Cordero? I genuinely don't know who this pitcher is. He retired in 2012. Why don't I know him? I have no idea. Vlad, definitely. Trevor Hoffman, yes. Edgar Martinez, absolutely. Mike Messina, Manny Ramirez, certainly. Kurt Schelling, he's kind of a dick, but, you know, that's fine. I think Larry Walker is supremely underrated. And who else is... Oh, Chipper Jones, no question. Andrew Jones, maybe. Chris Carpenter, I do actually remember. Johnny Damon... He just doesn't do it for me by the Hall of Fame metrics. I love Julio Franco. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put him on the ballot just because I think he's awesome. He doesn't deserve it by any stretch of the imagination, but he's just one of my favorite players, so... Jamie Moyer, by Jaws, is worse than the average starting pitcher... But I mean, it's hard to argue with this story, right? I mean, a guy who really his career kicks off after the age of 40, and he's like stupidly good after 42, and the dude almost pitched till he was 50. That's awfully impressive to me. Yeah, Gary Sheffield deserves my vote. Jim Thome, absolutely no question. Thome's better than the average Hall of Fame first baseman, and yeah, and he's one of my favorite players. Omar Vizquel, absolutely. Got to get the Indians in there, right? Except for, Kerry Wood. It's a shame. Wood was a really good pitcher, and then he just got his arm basically severed because of Dusty Baker. Any players I'm missing that I should be voting for? I think Jeff Kent deserves some credit for playing second base and playing it pretty well. Let me go ahead and throw him on there. Now, I don't expect a lot of these people will make the ballot or even do that well on it. But I do like to see deserving players get into the Hall of Fame. So, submit my ballot, please, and thank you. We'll see how that turns out. Let's go to the winter meetings. Oh, you cleared waivers. Unexpected, but okay. A personal message. Greg Holland likes our deal. Very nice. Wade Davis signed. Los Angeles. Brian Shaw signed. I would have liked to see him come back, but it's fine. It's fine. So I've heard back from Matt Holliday. Oh, Greg Holland signed. Very nice. Jake Arrieta signed for a stupidly huge amount of money. The Cubs got Yu Darvish and Masahiro Tanaka. That's scary. Some trades there. Let's go ahead and add our new acquisition to our roster. My advice to people who haven't played Out of the Park Baseball before, don't overpay for relievers. I mean, look at the quality of reliever I got for $3 million a year for 4 years. You don't need to play the Andrew Millers of the world $20 freaking million, which is just, it's disgusting. No reliever's that good, even Andrew Miller. Let me just see if he's maybe changed his mind, or if he still thinks he's worth $20 million. Oh, now he's down to a mere $15 million. Oh, that would gas my entire extension budget. Brantley is coming down. Let's do this. 11 million, 13 million, 15 million, and then you're free. I get you for your best years, and you get to still enjoy free agency. So what do you say? No, huh? All right, 12 million. I can't afford to sign him to that long a contract. Let's do 12 million, 14 million, and then Shore 16 million. I need the discount, and I can't do more than 3 years. Here, you know what? Let's try this. Give me the 12 million this year, and I'll give you your opt-out after year 3. Okay, this will do 15 million each year. Except, no, I said this year. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'll give you the player opt-out after year 2 of the deal. You'll actually take this deal. My owner will be happy. I'll be happy. Do it. This also gives me time to find a replacement for him in the future. It does mean that my extension budget's now gone, but I think it was a worthwhile use of my time. I got Matt Holliday, and people love that. Holliday was a very good signing for us. And I'm going to go ahead and immediately change you to DH because I don't really want you playing the outfield. Can Brantley play right? No, Brantley can play left and a little bit of center. It's fine. No one signed Santana yet. Did you seriously give him $14 million a year? Okay, you actually gave him a much more reasonable deal. I got Michael Brantley. People are pretty happy. Very nice. I think Brantley is slightly overpaid, but he had a great season this season. He's only 30. This contract's not going to hurt us too bad, especially if he opts out after season 2. Which he well might. He well might. Let's go up to the Rule 5 draft. And we'll go right into that. Until next pick by Cleveland. Anyone interesting? Michael Tonkin. I could use another reliever. It would be a 1-year deal, and then he'd be a free agent. Why would he be a free agent? Has he pitched in the minors for like 1,000 years or something? Let's see. Contract. Here we go. Yeah, he would be a minor league free agent. That's why. Ooh, Ross Stripling. Minor league deal. He thinks he should be in the majors, and I could probably fit him onto my roster. I'm going to go ahead and take you, Mr. Stripling. And then we'll go ahead and we'll finish the draft. Worth it. Adam Plutka wasn't all that hot. And I got a better player anyway. Who should be in AAA already. Where did I get Stunkel from? Oh, I drafted you, didn't I? I did. You're doing pretty well for yourself, my friend. Now, what was the name of my new pitcher? Come on, I just got you. What's your bloody name? I feel very silly now that I don't remember my own pitcher's name. I swear the game just does this to mess with me. Alright, I just traded for a guy. Oh no, I got him in the Rule 5 draft. So he should be on my 25-man roster already. There he goes. There's Stripling. Yeah. And this will give Clevenger a year to improve in AAA. And I still have Cooney as a backup guy. Very nice. I think Stripling is an excellent addition to the roster. And I still got him for a ton of time. Very good. Anything else I want to do with my pitching staff or any other players? Not really. Not really. Oh, Perez. May he had just spiked. And all of a sudden you become a somewhat expensive liability. Just for fun, would anyone at all on planet Earth give me anything even marginally reasonable for Jan Gomes? Nope, I didn't think so. Let's jump forward. They're slightly unhappy, but I'll get a first-round draft pick from the Houston Astros. So it's fine. How much money did Santana get, by the way? Santana got a pretty sizable extension. So I'm cool with that. And we'll just sit here and let things advance. Talk about how the team is doing. I like the way the team looks right now. Matt Holliday should give us at least 70% of Carlos Santana at less than a third of the cost. Greg Holland was another good find or good replacement for Brian Shaw. And who was inducted into the Hall of Fame? Oh, Cody Allen is recovering well. Excellent. Excellent. Or not Cody Allen, Cody Anderson. So let's see here. We had Chipper Jones, Trevor Hoffman, Vladimir Guerrero, Jim Thome, Barry Bonds, and Edgar Martinez. With Mussina and Clemens pretty likely next season. Omar Vizquel got a decent amount. Julio Franco got a decent amount. People can't like Julio Franco that much. I think the game is taking way too much of the cues from me. Oh, no love for Delino DeShields or Jason Isringhausen. Not even a single vote. Poor guy. Very nice. Let us advance to the preseason. And then what we'll do is we'll actually end this episode on opening day. So we'll be putting together the opening day roster in this episode. And then that'll conclude this particular edition. I promised you a shorter episode, and of course it wasn't any shorter. I should just stop lying to you. It'll probably never be a shorter one. Ooh, you've given me an increase in budget. Very nice. Does this give me any more room for either free agents or extensions? It gives me room for both. Otero. Otero was pretty hot stuff last season. You know what? Will you sign me like a 3-year deal? 2-year deal? No, you really just want that 1-year deal. Are you a high greed player? I bet you're a high greed player. You're low greed and high loyalty. So then why are you making me jump through so many bloody hoops? You know what? I'll give you a 1-year deal. I don't care. You deserve a bit of a raise. Maybe this will mean you're kinder to us later on. Are there any free agents we want to chase? Could pick up like a Carlos Beltran. But I don't really need a player like that. I could get K-Rod for a year. Tempting. Matt Moore. No. No. Okay, Takahashi Yanada is a brilliant third baseman. And he's an international amateur, which means I'd get his rights for 5 years. And all it would cost me is a 1-year deal. And I do need a little more depth at third base. You know what? Oh, I see what you want. What if I just offered you a major league deal? I'll just stick you in AAA. It's a little bit of a risk in that I don't really need a third baseman, but if he develops the way I think he might, he'll be worth it. Oh, good Lord. Seriously, Texas? I mean, if anyone's worth it, Adrian Beltre might be, but you just gave this guy a 2-year deal at $21 million each year. Whew. Dan Otero gets me an extension. Very nice. And Takayashi Honda signs. So I'll put you in trip. Oh, I need to put you on the 40-man, don't I? And I don't have a spot for you on the 40-man. That was unpleasant. I highly doubt anyone will do me the favor of taking you off my hands, but sure. At least Honda has an actual future. I'll put you on the 40-man and then send you to AAA. I beg someone to claim Gomes off me, but I'm sure it won't happen. I'll send you to AAA. And you refuse to be freaking demoted. I hate you, Gomes. I hate you. And no one will give me anything at all for him. What if I just cut him? I don't want to eat that much salary. Shit. Is there another player I can waive to make room for him? Luigi Rodriguez. No, someone would grab him. Goodbye, Eric Gonzalez. Life is cruel, I know, but the problem is that Jan Gomes is a dick. So he makes them active roster because he will not accept a minor league assignment. And I doubt he was going to take Eric Gonzalez anyway. And I was right. Send him to AAA. Do I want anyone to join the roster just on a spring training deal? Ooh, Krieger's value just plummeted. Ooh, what happened? Must be his power. Watch as all of my prospects are now hot steaming piles of crap. Okay, so everyone on the 40-man gets called up automatically. And who else should get some time in the... Alright, Krieger, how are you at second base? Pretty good. Let's have you start learning shortstop this year. Because my goal is going to turn you into a utility guy. I don't think I have an exceptional shortstop there anyway, so yeah, that's fine. An even remotely interesting place. Logan Ice is all of a sudden started to develop into a better prospect again. Cantu's chugging away here. He is chugging away. Tristan McKenzie, Michael Tinsley, Will Benson. I see no thrilling reason to really push anybody right now. I think this is a good spring training roster. Pitching staff. You know what? Go nuts. Go ahead and put together my pitching staff for me. And we'll go and do a 6-man rotation in spring training. Just get people some innings. And we're actually going to sim to April 7th. The reason being, and I don't know if they fix this in Out of the Park Baseball 18 or not. In previous versions, the game would charge them with the day of service time if they were still part of the extended roster on April 8th, in this case, for opening day. And no, we need to autoplay until... Let's see, factor 300. And let's do real-time simulation. Let's see how this works. There it goes. Okay, this is really, really stupidly long. Finish sim. We'll just do this week by week then. I don't want to take a chance on getting people service times clock started early. 6 weeks, you can go on the disabled list. That will make my life slightly easier when deciding who to keep and who not to keep. A trade proposal, you say, Arizona? You will offer me a catcher who stinks for a shortstop. No, I have no desire to have a catcher. By the way, you can specify that you want certain players, and it will actually give you offers throughout the season. Well, I almost signed Addison Reed, and he just blew out his arm in spring training. That's kind of rough. Alex Gordon. Oh, he's missing the whole season. That's bad news for Kansas City. Brandon Garrett's out for 2 weeks, whatever. I should have benched him, and now he's going to miss most of the season. That was my fault. I deserved it. I got sloppy because I'm getting tired. Yeah, that's not good. Let's check our international complex. We haven't checked that in a long time. Any interesting prospects? Not really. Oh, you're just looking at pitchers. I need all players, please. There are those guys I signed last year. How old are you, Marcos? You're 18 and you're 17. I'm going to go ahead and send you up to rookie ball. You can play in the Dominican League. Darian Perez, let's give you 1 more year to develop because your contact is just awful. Now, if that doesn't get better, you're going to have some serious issues. Next week. We're doing badly in spring training, but who cares? I don't. And there goes Chris Beck, Greg Reynolds, Cody Ash, all gone. Let's get another week. I thought it said Vampire Brick Owens was bitten. Umpire makes a lot more sense. Player development. I usually don't trust the development stats in spring training. Clevenger's had himself a pretty decent spring. Armstrong's gotten loads better, at least in potential. But he actually got a tiny bit worse. Cron got better. Bradley got slightly better. He got better in speed, which is, not that important. Honda, not so good. And Geyer's injury starting to take a toll. So no one's really, shot forward this spring. Except for Josh Tomlin, who's been putting some extra movement on his pitches, which is encouraging. Next week, please and thank you. Let's simulate up to April 6th. And please finish today. And now we're going to start stripping down to the Major League roster. So we have 18 pitchers and 20 position players. So, number 1, Cooney goes to AAA. He's not good enough to pitch in the majors. Clevenger, AAA. Bracco, AAA. Garner, AAA. Merritt, AAA. What does that give us in terms of total? We still have 13 pitchers. I'd really like to get rid of one more. I can't get rid of Crockett or I lose my only lefty who's not Andrew Miller. Let's have Armstrong open the season in AAA. Okay, I have to get rid of a lot of offensive players. I don't want 3 catchers, but I have no choice because Gomes is being an asshole. So Mejia, my buddy, my pal, you're going to AAA to start the season. It's a crime against humanity. You should be in the majors. But Gomes is just being hugely unreasonable. I should say I will literally take anything at all for Yan Gomes. Because this contract is a nightmare. How are you at shortstop? You could actually stay on the roster if I so chose. Bobby Bradley. I'm going to send you down to AAA. Reason being, I want you to continually develop. And I think you've got the potential to be a long-term solution. Of Cron and Chang, I'd rather keep Cron. You can go down to the minors. Can Honda play short? Honda can only play third. I have no backup shortstop right now. That is troubling. Ronnie Rodriguez can sort of handle short, I guess, a little bit, maybe. Honda down to AAA, although he's already about as good as he's going to get. Ronnie Rodriguez, he can stay. Okay, let's get some outfielders out. Please, okay. Minors. Majors, because you're at least a decent hitter and you can play center or right. Zimmer can stay in the majors, and I do actually want one more outfielder. Holiday wouldn't be terrible if he had to play left field every now and again. I just need to get rid of one more player. And it's probably going to be a reliever. Or a middle infielder. And I think it's going to be Ronnie Rodriguez. No, Rodriguez is the only guy I have that can play short. Whereas Diaz is more of an outfielder anyway these days. So you can play third base, don't get me wrong. Ramirez can play second or third. And a little bit of shortstop. So Ramirez could always be kind of a utility guy. I don't really need a backup first baseman. And Cron only got 100 at-bats at the AAA level last season. We might as well send him back to AAA, let him play every day. Right? So I think that does it for the roster. I'm going to go ahead and have you finish out the lineups. Why would we not have someone playing left field? Simmer could play left. I guess you really want just Brantley's arm to fall off. Okay. You're going to be like that. Oh, you're actually starting Diaz in right. Okay. You're really not going to rest Brantley, like, ever? Well, I'll be getting Geyer back, and Geyer can fill that role. Okay, pitching is my job. So let's wipe the roster. Not wipe the roster, literally. 5-man rotation. Kluber, Carrasco, Salazar, Bauer. Didn't I re-sign you? No. You're still ARB eligible, aren't you? No, you'll be a free agent at the end of the season. That's fine. Tomlin. You had kind of a crummy season last year. You gave me a lot of innings, but you had kind of a crummy season. I hope to see better from you this season. Cody Allen. 9th or later. Andrew Miller, setup specialist, beginning in the 7th or later, also high leverage. We have Greg Holland, the new replacement. He will be my 6th inning setup guy. Dan Otero, my middle reliever. Sean Armstrong, my middle reliever. Ross Stripling, my long reliever / emergency starting pitcher. And then we have Kyle Crockett, the left-handed specialist, who I do think can get some innings against righties. But we'll just leave him in here like that for now. And that all looks good. Let's just go boop, boop. And everything is the way I want it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miller. If you think you're getting $20 million a season, you're high. Is the only thing I can say. And should Miller have like another year left on his deal anyway? I thought his original extension was for 5 years, not 4. Okay, now you're actually getting somewhat sane with your ideas. You still won't let me re-sign him, but it's at least a possibility. Owner goals for the season. I signed Brantley. I got Matt Holliday. So we'll see. We'll see. And then finally, we'll just go ahead and sim to opening day. Season predictions. Of course it was. Personal message. Season expectation. You think I should repeat and win another World Series? Well, thanks for giving me a really ridiculously high bar. So let's look at some of the preview rankings and then we'll end the episode. Minor league systems. I'm 16th. Thanks mostly to Mejia. Which is not thrilling. But it's fine. What do you predict for my team this year? You predict I'm going to win the Central again. You think Lindor is going to be one of the best hitters, but only Lindor among my team. You really like Josh Tomlin this year. And then Salazar, Kluber, and Carrasco. Those all make sense. But Tomlin? Really? But it's cool. It's cool. And that will be it for this particular episode. So that went longer than I anticipated. I thought it would be about a half-hour episode. But it took me so long to decide not to trade Danny Salazar that probably added 10 minutes to the top of the season to begin with. Top of the episode, excuse me. We will be getting season 2 in the next episode. We'll see if we can defend our World Series championship with the loss of Carlos Santana, but the addition of Matt Holliday. We'll see what Holliday can give us for this coming season. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And until next time, have fun, good luck, and game on.